Hello, this is Not a Spring Chicken. Yesterday we were talking about, well, games, computers, and how the software will drive what you're going to select for consumer electronics. This is nowhere more evident than in the console wars. Yes, console, for those of you that aren't quite sure what I'm talking about, Sony, PS3, Microsoft, Xbox, Nintendo Wii. Ah, yes, they call that console wars. And you thought that console war, or the battle, remember the HD DVD and the Sony Blu-ray? Well, it didn't, or maybe this was just a continuation of that one, right? Because remember, Microsoft was behind, because of the Xbox, they were behind the HD. And ever since the HD DVD went away, the high def, which was supported by Toshiba, Microsoft has said that it will not put Blu-ray into its consoles. But what it has been doing is it's putting movies into it. Now here's the part that I'm still not quite certain about, is that Sony PS3, what were the statistics from EMA? It's like the buyers of the ones that had
they only, but people that buy game consoles will buy 1.5 movies a year, but they didn't say they played them on the machine. They said they will purchase 1.5 movies a year. The trick, you know, like it's in the details.
Oh yes, the trick is in the details, because they of course were including the PS3 counts for the Blu-ray box counts, although they were not counting the Microsoft.
It's
HD
basically,
add-ons.
it has to do with
counts.
what can be played on the console. And they say that if they ask a console buyer, how many Blu-rays have you bought, they take that as a statistic, but they don't tell you how many they play on their unit, which is basically 0.
So here's the trick now, is everybody is getting into movies, although the movies are trying to get more into games, because after Grand Theft Auto had such a spectacular, I mean, what, $500 million?
Yeah, well, Grand Theft Auto actually came from a movie with Ron Howard.
It did?
That was Ron Howard. Okay, if I remember right, that was Ron Howard did Grand Theft Auto the movie so he could get to direct another movie. And then
we should be seeing that movie out again.
And then I think the gentleman that did the
Transformers?
That did the Transporter,
okay,
and did Crank, did another Grand Theft Auto. Oh, and then there was, I think, Nicolas Cage Grand Theft Auto in 60 Seconds.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Gone in 60 Seconds was basically another Grand Theft Auto Gone in 60 Seconds. Nicolas Cage, Jolie, yep.
That was a fun movie.
So it's,
okay, not because I'm thinking of stealing cars, but it was just a fun movie. And
well, just lots of cars being bashed around. People like that. That's why the A-Team was so popular.
Oh,
it's why the Blues Brothers movies did so great. I mean, hundreds of cars crunched.
Well, people love cars, and so now they're bringing that, as the games. Well, here's what's going on with the gaming market, is they are expecting, with the price of fuel and people having fewer dollars, that people are going to stay home and play games more often. And although they're saying that 63% of Americans have video games at home, they also talk about, now there's,
but once again, the devil's in the details again. How many of those games come with the computer that you already have?
Well, see, that's the trick about the gaming market, is because there's different sections. There's heavy gamers. There's casual gamers, which actually is the
majority.
Big part, the majority of the market.
Yeah.
And when we're talking casual gamers, we're talking about people using it on their cell phones. They got it on PC. They're playing solitaire on their PC.
Yeah, they kill time.
They kill time. You're just trying to do something. That's the casual gamer market. But they're expecting, from everything that I'm seeing, is that the console game they're expecting it to heat up more with the console game.
Basically, it is the biggest part of the software market is gaming. The biggest part.
So you're seeing all of them merge, and so the console wars is heating up, and it's not because Xbox was trying to cool it because of their fans, or PS3 lost so much money on their Blu-ray. It's always been a big, big war.
They don't. I mean, Sony is going to. Sony, in order to get people into Blu-ray, is going to start subsidizing the losses on software.
Oh, now see, that's different, because Xbox was subsidizing their Xbox consoles, losing $100 when they first came out. But nowhere had I heard that they were subsidizing the games.
That I read this morning, that the material put out that's in order to get people to buy more software, that is Blu-ray oriented. They're going to subsidize Blu-ray. It actually was not on new titles, older titles.
Oh, interesting.
You know, older titles to get people to, you know, because they got, okay, let's put it this way. Blu-ray hasn't been selling, and they made a lot of stuff over the last 3 years that people haven't bought.
Well, and they want to sell it.
They want to move it, so they're going to subsidize the cost of software. That includes DVDs to play on the machinery.
Maybe it's time to get a PS3 player.
Yeah.
Well, you know, part of it is that I don't know about you, but once I start playing those games, you want to get better, you want to get a better score, you want to get a better score.
It's human nature.
And then you keep playing and you keep playing, and then 5 hours later, 6 hours later, it's like, wow.
It's like internet gambling.
Oh, well, no wonder.
That's right. No,
but here's some of the games, the hot games that are coming out. For example, here's the things. For PS3, there's a new God of War game, which is always big. Oh, Sony's Virtual World, which is called Little Big Planet. I'm sure they got some ideas from Second Life on that one. There's a vast-looking, massive action game named MAG, and there's a couple of promising superhero games, and there's a massively multiplayer title based on the DC superhero universe.
Yeah. Well, and there's a Dark Knight movie and I think a Mummy movie. I mean, a Dark Knight video game and a Mummy video game coming out. Yeah, for software. I'm not certain which is coming. Well, actually, it'd probably be for Sony, considering the companies are locked in with Sony, you know, like this. So I think they're probably PS3 games.
Well, you know, part of it is the movies are wrapped up into the movies. I mean, with the games like Matrix. Came out with the Matrix movie, the Matrix game, plus many other titles that have done that.
And James Bond movies are all doing it. Okay, Indiana Jones had a big game.
It probably helps in the success of the movie. Of course, it's all part of that licensing.
Yeah, it's basically, it's how you can afford to make a movie at a loss.
Oh, you mean like the last James Bond movie where, I'm sure they did it, but they had all these endorsements.
Yeah. So it's how they do it. It's just like
the money's not made purely off the box office.
It's ancillary sales, which includes software.
So Microsoft's roster is Gears of War 2 and Fable 2, and the reports are that it's looking a little bit tired, and they think that, you know, Sony's really got the major win on this. Was rather. Sounds like everybody was rather disappointed about what Nintendo was coming out with.
But Nintendo thinks plans to go more to music, which is what yesterday the young lady was talking about with Best Buy.
That's right, because Nintendo was talking about Wii Music, right?
Wii Music.
They said you can play about 60 instruments with the Wii Music. Well, they aren't the only ones, because yesterday I'd mentioned when I was speaking with the people at Best Buy, they were renovating a few of the Best Buys down here in Southern California to compete with Guitar Center, which surprised me because, well, they weren't anywhere near Guitar Center, but they said the profitability is higher.
Yeah, okay. Well, every time you go into a Best Buy, you see kids playing guitars and kids playing drums.
Well, and that's all based on from Guitar Hero,
and
Hero and Rockstar Band.
And now they've got the thing out with Steven Tyler too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a new rock star, I think.
Now Guitar Hero and Rockstar were created by the two individuals. We met them. We actually were able to interview them, and they were. Oh, we'd have to pull it up. They were giving us hints on how to play the game better.
Oh yeah, I remember both of them. They were nice. They were telling us, you know, they thought it was neat that, you know, nerds could get an award.
Oh, that's right. Actually, we're going to have to pull that video from the archives.
Yeah,
pull it up so you can see that one too. But for Nintendo, they're saying it's all about value, which Nintendo, it always has been. But wow, I mean.
Nintendo is more oriented to family gaming.
Yeah, family gaming with the sports. I think they said over 60 sports, 60 music. I mean.
It's basically so you can have all your friends and your family to play music together now too.
But for now, that's it on gaming, E3, console wars, etc. So for now, this is Not a Spring Chick. We're here yesterday, today, and tomorrow.